Do you have a balanced life, filled to the brim with words of affirmation, daily love, affection, and touch? Every day, striving towards your best self and surrounded by tribe and family. No, otherwise the algorithm wouldn't have found you, and you certainly wouldn't have clicked on this slob, momentary distraction from the daily self-awareness of your existence. But fortunately, every good thing in life, out of reach for you of course, has a digital surrogate. And for love and romance, this means video game waifus. Although nowadays large language models are certainly gunning for that position, with horrifying consequences yet to be realized. In Skyrim, our collective favorite sandbox, if we ignore every other competent sandbox game in existence, love is usually only a fetch quest away, and does provide something real life cruelly has deprived us of, which is romancing other beings than human. But with an array of romanceable NPCs challenging even the most premier Russian mail-order wife catalog, we are prone to analysis, which leaves us prone to paralysis. So allow me to assist in choosing your Skyrim paramour and lifelong steadfast soulmate until you grow bored. Now, we don't discriminate here, unless you're dark elf, or high elf, or wood elf, or poop elf, or Argonian, or red guy. So I'll be looking at both genders and most races as potential candidates for your Dragonborn, be they male or lover slap enhanced female themselves. But first, what are the benefits of getting married? In Skyrim, of course, except for filling your emotional black hole of loneliness. Glad you asked. Firstly, septims. Your spouse will not fall to the wayside of modern culture, only eating hot chip and lie, but will instead open up an Etsy store or tasteful commission business, earning you 100 septims a day, as well as cook you a home-cooked meal, despite certain spouses having reservations towards this.
I should be asking you the same question. But all right, I'll cook. Here, try this, and don't you dare ask for another one before tomorrow.
And now, even digitally, I feel needy and unwanted, as per usual. But most importantly, and a valid reason for anyone to care about the Skyrim any percentage marriage speedrun category, is the lover's comfort resting bonus. Sleeping with your spouse grants a very nice 15% bonus to skill rate leveling for 8 in-game hours, equivalent to the lover's stone bonus, although not stackable, since Todd Howard hates fun. Outside of this, the primary benefit is however much emotional projection and headcanon you intend to engage with. Your new and fresh-faced spouse won't be getting a deeper backstory or unlock new quests, and will only have a few shared new pieces of dialogue, which, of course, there's a small village's worth of NPCs available as marriage candidates. It is unreasonable to expect much more depth in this. But once you've cracked skulls with Lydia or any other follower, Jesago my beloved, it's hard not to headcanon project some deepened relationship, which game-wise can be reciprocated in the case of the former, but not the latter, since Todd Howard hates fun. But which NPC to choose with so many excellent choices? First of all, let's just get this out of the way immediately. Serana with mods. Done. There is a metric ton of mods to choose between. Serana is one of the most talkative followers in the game, with a myriad of comments depending on your location and quest. She has a very interesting and tragic character backstory and deep quest and storyline connected to her. And finally, cleavage. If she was a BioWare or Larian Studios nowadays, I guess, character, she would be a home run strike of a romanceable NPC with a character arc worth getting emotionally invested in. But unfortunately, she is, on an unmodded game of Skyrim, not an eligible marriage candidate, especially since, of course, everyone plays Skyrim completely unmodded. right? So your first actual high-tier marriage candidate is gonna be Ysolda, one of the more popular ones, especially by the virtue of being one of the first few NPCs you meet in Whiterun, except Nassim, who unfortunately is already spoken for. Somehow. Ysolda could also possibly be the first quest you receive in Whiterun, gathering some phallic mammoth tusks, ostensibly for her to sell to some Khajiit merchants, but suspiciously, she keeps the tusk for herself for the remainder of the game. In any case, she is here, she's eligible, she's got a great voice. What more do you need? I do respect her hustle, her double hustle, in fact. Speaking with her, it's clear that she is a very focused individual. Her quest for mammoth tusk gains her tutelage in the mercantile business, and from her dialogue, it's easy to gather that her dream is to be a business owner someday.
I spend a lot of time at the market stall so I can learn the merchant's trade. I need more experience if I'm going to run an inn someday. Once I've made enough money trading with the Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the bannered mare from Hulda.
It's easy to respect her drive, even when she deals narcotics on the down low to achieve that dream. Sleeping tree sap is the most powerful Class A present in Skyrim, even ahead of the lovely skoomar. And outside of random skoomar dealers, Ysolda is the only known dealer in the entirety of Skyrim. Also, most likely due to her lax attitude towards opiates. She likes Khajiit, which is good for you and your fisticuff playthroughs. If a dealer is outside of your moral wheelhouse, then fellow Nord Lydia, the Whiterun housecarl, is probably more to your liking. Sworn to carry your burdens cantankerously.
I am sworn to carry your burdens.
Lydia is an excellent choice, since she also happens to be a follower, meaning that it's easy to refill your lover's comfort sleeping bonus on the run, if you know what I mean. She is also a likely racist, and has a fair bit of unique dialogue in the Dragonborn DLC.
What next? Carnivorous rabbits?
All in all, the total package. As a quick addition, or rather alternative to Lydia before we move on from the proud Nords, Mjol the Lioness has an awesome name, awesome face paint, and awesome accent.
Corruption, lies and deceit are the order of the day here.
She is also a decent combat follower with a fair bit of unique dialogue, but her true benefit is cuckoldry. In an unmodded, unfixed version of Skyrim, Erin the Simp, whose entire being revolves around the Mjol, will follow you and your newly wedded wife to whatever home you choose. A minor annoyance for most players, easily fixed by a frenzy spell or a German suplex. But for some players, the cuckoldry is the point. Why yes, Erin, the chair is for you. Have a seat. On that note, and I promise to stop further discussing NTR in our wholesome Skyrim video, Camilla, Mark, Sven, and Feindel, beyond anything ever seen in Tamriel, destroy their souls. They spent every waking moment thinking of Camilla, but she is hot and ready from the very moment you turn in the golden claw to her brother. One of, if not the very first quests in the entire game. Also, if her brother meets an unfortunate and thoroughly accidental demise, she will take over the Riverwood Trader, which is the only shop in the entire town. Nice. It's no in-game benefit to you, but we are already stretching our headcanon thin trying to care about Bethesda NPCs, so I like to imagine immediately using our trade monopoly to price gouge. Now, we would be remiss if we didn't include some mare and beast candidates. There are no Khajiit spouses, Todd Howard hates fun, etc., but there are 3 Argonians, if you can stand the smell. I'd go for Scout's Many Marshes, since his name is cool and he is a light armor skill trainer. The Keithus is a follower but hyper-bugged, even with multiple patch passes, to the point where he is actually known for running away from his own marriage ceremony to wander Skyrim for all eternity. Shall we? She's cool. Now, mare or elves? A most disgusting proposal, and you should feel bad for even thinking about it. But Skyrim is a cold place, and if you do need your bed warmed and Khajiit for some reason is impermissible, then orc surely is the next best thing. Borgath, The Steelheart is ready to break skulls and hearts. By orc tradition, she is of age and to be married off in an arranged affair, which you can prevent either by septims, the universal love language of any setting, or by negging, effectively saving her from an arranged marriage to a standard marriage, I guess. She is an adequate follower, though level capped to 30, while Lydia is capped at 50 and Mjol at 40. However, orcs happen to have some of the best married dialogue in the game.
A warrior marches on the gut. Here. This should give you strength. I'll cook another tomorrow. Conquer your enemies, my love. This ceremony is so different from an orc marriage. Less blood.
Hell yeah. Just be aware that Borgath, like every orc female, doesn't have any child-specific dialogue if you intend to adopt an orphan. Which, of course you will, not adopting Sophie, despite her perseverance in the coldest city in Skyrim, is a character flaw of proportions. Orc ladies just don't like children, which is understandable. All the male orcs, however, have adoption-specific dialogue, so go for Mothgro Bagol. He looks kind of like Edward Norton, and smithing is the coolest profession we ever lost to modernity.
Nothing like living off the land to teach you how to fight, how to survive. We'll have a little warrior on our hands in no time.
And finally, the king of all eligible bachelors and bachelorettes. A man of many names, and at least 2, maybe 3 talents. Angrenor, once honored. Now, why would this smelly, unwashed, drunk hobo be your husband? Think about it. If you are role-playing a Nord supremacist, there is no one more vitriolic or outspoken for the cause than Angrenor. He has 2 speeds, panhandling and xenophobia. And if you are not a Nord supremacist, you've actively fixed him, made him see the errors of his ways. Now, usually the I can fix her meme is only pertinent for an extremely attractive goth BPD woman, and old Angrenor is, well, once honored, to put it mildly. Most importantly, even married, even living in an actual manner, even provided with everything he wants and earning a steady income on his own, he still begs for money when you greet him. The grind never ends, and if that doesn't qualify him as the best father in Skyrim available, I don't know what will. So, who's your favorite? Comment down below. Did I miss any? Are you fuming that I didn't rate Aela the Huntress, who undoubtedly smells like the wettest, most unwashed dog in any universe? My personal favorite? Call me bland and unseasoned, but I'm a Lydia fella and breastplate smeller till the day I die. In my teenage years, Ysolda and her love of Herculean-sized tusks really did it for me, but nowadays I like my spouse with a constant hint of annoyance whenever she has to deal with me.
I am sworn to carry your burdens.
So dreamy. Alright, that was a video. Comment down below who your Skyrim spouse is. Throw me a like and subscribe for more cromulent videos. Check out my video on which Nord is the most competitive racist in Skyrim, or my free video on Patreon where I dump on Jurassic World. Support links in the description, Patreon and all that jazz, and I'll see you next time.